Chapter 6: Motivational Needs, Processes, and Application. The learning objectives are: define the motivational process, identify the primary and secondary needs, discuss the major theories of work motivation, present the motivational application of job design, and describe the motivational application of goal setting. Motivation is a process that starts with a physiological or psychological deficiency. It consists of three interacting and independent elements: need, drive, incentive.
For example, the need to eat gives rise to the hunger drive, and the incentive is food. So when you get to eat, the need is fulfilled and there's no more drive because you're already full and not hungry anymore.
What are the primary motives?
It must be unlearned and it should be physiologically based. Commonly recognized primary motives include hunger, thirst, sleep, avoidance of pain, sex, and maternal concern. Secondary needs arise when the physical needs are fulfilled. For example, the need for power or the need to influence people to change their attitude. That kind of need would arise when you're not hungry for food anymore, you're not thirsty.
Primary need in our office is to be employed, an entry level.
Something that is
Physiological. Ang point na ko dito is that first, you hunger for work and then you're being fed na kay work. And then,
hunger for work is not hunger for food. Hunger for work is already secondary need. You just use the word hunger not for a primary need. You used it on a secondary need, the need to work. Moving on, intrinsic versus extrinsic motives. Extrinsic motivators are tangible, visible to others, include pay, benefits, and promotion, include drive to avoid punishment, are often used to inspire workers to achieve at a higher levels or to reach new goals, do not explain every motivated effort made by an individual employee. Extrinsic motivators, they are necessary because it attracts people to the job. What keeps a person to the job will be intrinsic motivation.
intrinsic motivators are internally generated, included feelings of responsibility, achievement, and accomplishment. Motivators like you've been given a task to do for the day. You need to call 50 clients a day and offer them our product. You have an accomplishment that you have called out, converted 50 clients.
Next is the theoretical development of work motivation. So we have lots of theories for development of work motivation. From 1900s up to the present, we have content, process, and contemporary theories, and we will discuss them.
Let's start with Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Maslow, mas daghan sa baba.
Maslow's hierarchy of needs is just like a pyramid. The physiological needs, and then safety needs, and then love needs, the esteem needs, and the self-actualization.
Physiological needs, food, water, the need to survive. While safety needs is a house to live in, security, you have to be safe. Love needs more on the social need, having a family, a partner. And then esteem needs, esteem your confidence. And then self-actualization is fulfill yourself. Why are you living in this life? As an application to work motivation, the basic needs would be pay. The security needs were the stability of your job, your security plan, health insurance, if you're safe in your job. Social needs would be the formal and informal groups or teams. So in our office, we have our own group. At the same time, the informal is, even though they're not your own group, you're still maintaining a kind of friendship with them. The esteem needs would be title at work,
Your status symbol.
how you're promoted, your promotion needs. The self-actualization is when you realize your own potential, your personal growth. What have you become or what do you want to become in your job? What will you become in the future by sticking to your job?
Then we go to the Herzberg two-factor theory.
I think the two-factor theory is Hershey's and iceberg. So that's the two factors. Herzberg's two-factor theory are
The hygiene factors and the motivators. Hygiene factors: company policy and administration, supervision, technical, salary, interpersonal relations, supervisor, working condition. Motivators: achievement, recognition, work itself, responsibility, advancement.
hygiene factors. They make sure that the employee stays in his job. So without a salary, they will get out of the job. If the working conditions are very, very bad, they will stay out of the job. While motivators are there, the employee becomes motivated. So if you recognize the employee, the more they become motivated. The work itself, is it fulfilling? Motivators motivate. The lack of hygiene factors will produce dissatisfaction.
Contributions: the job design technique of job enrichment extended Maslow's needs of hierarchy concept to make more applicable to work motivation, drew attention to the importance of job content factors in work motivation. Oversimplifies the complexities of work motivation. Both the hidden factors and satisfiers could be substantially different when comparing groups.
Example, the hygiene factors of salary can be a motivator in another group. If that group is a blue-collar job, a bigger salary becomes a motivator for accountants or engineers. Salary does not always equate to a motivation. Moving on to another motivational theory is the Porter-Lawler motivation. Is this about the porters in the airports? Porter-Lawler motivation model.
Please explain.
An individual's motivation to complete a task is affected by the reward they expect. When you give effort, you perform, and you expect either intrinsic or extrinsic rewards, and that would lead to satisfaction. There are also perceived equitable rewards. So, what should have been the reward? There's a lot of additional aspects compared to the simply the employee performs because he expects a reward as a compensation for his performance. The implications for practice that it attempts to be more applications oriented. The contributions to work motivation is that it helps overcome barriers such as ability, practicality, interdependence, and ambiguity. It also determines the reward values and the desired performance because you're analyzing the motivation based on the effort, performance, and the reward. Moving on to the equity theory of work motivation. So, root word of equity. So, the person's outcomes and inputs also equals to the other's outcomes and inputs. So that if there is inequity, there is the
Imbalance.
we strive to equalize that inequity. So, fairly supportive, and it serves as the foundation for the common thread of perceived fairness among dimensions of justice. It also explains why employees retaliate against both inequitable outcomes and inappropriate process. An example would be the feeling of, I performed so much, I've done so much effort, and then you see your coworker not much effort, and yet you have the same outcome. Attribution theory. Basically, it refers to how people explain the cause of another or their own behavior and has two general types, dispositional and situational. And it is concerned with the relationship between personal social perception and interpersonal. It also uses the locus of control, where it is explained whether employees perceive outcomes as controlled internally or externally, and is related to organizational symbolism, and contributes a great deal to the better understanding of work motivation and organizational behavior. There was an experiment about locus of control. Both were given same set of problem solving. Locus of control is a psychological concept that refers to how strongly people believe that they have control over the situation and experiences that affect in their life. When people believe that their success is due to luck or external forces, or their success is due to their own effort, which means that their locus of control is internal. Attribution errors would be fundamental attribution error and self-serving bias.
Other work motivation theories: control and agency. Control theory: degree that individuals perceive they are in control of their own lives or are in control of their job. Agency theory: interests of principals and agents diverge or may be in conflict with one another. Helps better understand the motivation of managers in today's organizations. Criticism strongly emphasizes the roles that various forms of extrinsic motives play in the shaping behavior. Moving on to motivational application through job design. Job rotation.
You are moving employees from one simple job to another. Employees can get bored, but the advantages are they know better on the operation. So another motivational application would be
job enlargement.
So job enlargement is giving more jobs to the employee. However, they tend to be less efficient and they're not really that satisfied, and less commitment to all those jobs because they're just too many. And another job motivation will be
job enrichment,
which is more concerned than just giving more variety of the work content, because it requires more knowledge and skills. So an example would be, instead of just using the Excel for typing, you use the Excel for analyzing data. This requires higher level of knowledge, and this provides the opportunity for personal growth. The Hackman-Oldman job characteristics model of work motivation explains on core job characteristics, critical psychological states, and personal and work outcomes. Specific guidelines for redesigning jobs for more effective practice would be the skills variety, the task identity, task significance, the autonomy, and the feedback.
Motivational application through goal setting. Goal setting is a process of motivating employees by establishing effective and meaningful performance targets. Goals provide a directional nature to people's behavior and guide their thoughts and actions to one outcome rather than another. Goal setting can be used to create psychological contract with employees. SMART: simple, measurable, attainable,
Dara-dara.
reliable, and timely. A realistic di ay
Time-bound.
time-bound.
The model for relating goals to performance and satisfaction. Other performance management application techniques associated with goal setting is the learning goal orientation, the performance goal orientation, stretch target, and goal source. Personally, stretch goals are like our collection goal. It's not easy to meet, yet we need to accomplish that every semester. So that's kind of a stretch target. I think we've finished chapter 6. Hopefully you've learned
Something.
from our video.
Watch out for our next vlog.